I'm joined by LIC Chief, CEO of LIC, R. Doraiswamy. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to ET now. It's a big development after a long wait. Insurance Act Amendment Bill, Sabka Bima, Sabki Raksha, is presented in, tabled in Parliament, sir. How big is this development for LIC also? Because LIC Act also is getting amended. LIC will get greater autonomy.
Good evening, Anurag. Thank you for having me on the show. It has been a great landmark bill that Government of India has introduced today for amending the Insurance Act, LIC Act, and IRDAI Act. It's a great step forward towards making India a Viksit Bharat, towards which the insurance industry has taken the objective of insurance for all by 2047. A lot of steps have been taken. I'm sure that this bill will go a long way in ensuring that we cover the entire population with adequate insurance cover in the days to come.
Okay, sir. Sir, do you think it's a kind of a relief for LIC that open architecture for individual agents is not part of the bill because there were reports that few companies like LIC and other few insurers were not in favor of open architecture, and now we see in the bill open architecture is not mentioned. So how do you take this?
It's a great step. You are aware that LIC has been expressing its views on open architecture and individual agents for quite some time. More than the life insurance corporation, what we were thinking of is the interest of the end user or the customer is more important. When we look at the number of companies that is available in the country and the number of products each company has brought out, if you take only life insurance sector, itself is a huge number. For any individual agent to master the number of products that multiple insurance companies bring and choose the best among them and present it to a customer to meet his needs is not an easy task. So, in the interest of the customer as well as in the interest of the organization, we were recommending or we were requesting for having an insurance agent getting tied up only with one life insurance company, which we strongly believe is in the interest of the nation and interest of the customers who are availing insurance products. So it has come as a big relief to LIC. As you are aware, close to 92.5% of my total number of policies in individual new business comes through my agents. And we have close to 14.7 lakh agents. They are doing a great job in spreading life insurance through the entire market. On the other hand, if you look at India, there is a need for generating employment. And hence, recruitment of more agents will certainly help the economy as well as act as a source of employment. And each individual insurance company looking at recruiting new agents will help in the employment generation as well.
Because LIC has shown interest in getting into the health insurance business also, and during the result conferences a couple of times it was mentioned that LIC will be venturing into the health insurance business also going ahead. But now there is no clarity on the composite license. In fact, in the bill also there is no mention of the composite license. So how the plan of health insurance business will change going ahead now for LIC?
No, we have been looking at a foray into health insurance only as a strategic investor. We were looking at taking a strategic stake in a standalone health insurance company, and that can still happen irrespective of whether composite license is allowed in India or not. We may have to take some permissions of the regulator and the government, etc., but that does not require a composite license to be made available in the bill. And we are also expecting a few more clarifications and clarity will emerge over the period of time when this bill is being discussed in the parliament. And ultimately, when it gets passed, the IRDAI as a regulator will have more powers to come up with regulations which can take the industry forward in a very big way. So we are looking forward. We are still looking at various opportunities available before us, including taking yes, a strategic stake in a health insurance company, which we have not fixed any timeline immediately, but we'll be working on it in the days to come as well.
Okay, sir. The plan is on. There is no change in the plan.
No, there has not been a change in a plan. We were looking forward to the provisions of the bill. Now that the bill has been presented, we'll look at various opportunities available before us before taking a final call on that.
Okay. So according to the bill, IRDA is now more empowered on commission structure, rewards and commission and remuneration. So that will have any kind of impact on the LIC, or it's for other insurers and other intermediaries?
As you are aware, Anurag, LIC has always been a totally compliant organization, and we have been almost setting the benchmark for the industry in many areas. In fact, since we have been operating even before the IRDA came into existence, many of our practices became the benchmark for the regulations that came into existence. LIC has never been following a very high kind of a commission structure, and we have been having a steady kind of commissions for the policies that are being sold through intermediaries. And earlier also, if you remember, IRDAI had a separate regulation for commissions, which was subsequently modified, and it was brought under the overall expenses of the management of insurance companies regulation, and there was the separate cap on commissions were removed. Now that the government is of the view that IRDAI can be empowered, or rather, more powers have been given to IRDAI to bring in separate regulation if required, capping the commission or any other form of remuneration that can be paid for distribution. It will be in the interest of the customers. That's what we strongly feel.